Hey everyone, happy Sentinels Tuesday! I just saw Black Panther and my usual response after seeing a comic book movie is to try and recreate the final fight in Sentinels, but there's not really anyone who's like Black Panther or Killmonger in Sentinels, so we're just gonna play some catch up with the letters page. So today we're looking at Misinformation Subtle Saboteur, because there's no way I'm fighting against regular misinformation. This is one of Adelphaphage's creations. Fighting her, we have Fugue State Parse, the Hunted Naturalist, because he's actually my usual go-to for a Black Panther XP by virtue of them both being from Africa? I don't know. Rounding out the team is First Response Doc Havoc and the Enlightened Mr. Fixer, which is one of Taos X's creations. Our actual custom deck is the Crystal Vault Caverns, created by DS Mail or D-Smail. It's a very old deck. I don't really know what to expect, but it comes with a setup card. The front side of the setup card has a scenario. Deep beneath the ground is rumored a vast chamber of massive selenite crystals that store telluric currents, the consciousness of the Earth itself. It is said that whosoever possesses these crystals will be able to harness near limitless energy. Your latest investigation has uncovered a villainous plot to locate the mysterious Crystal Vault Caverns and steal the crystals. Exactly what kind of power this might give a villain, you don't know. But can you really afford to wait to find out? You contact your allies and pack your spelunking gear. It's time to get dirty. I was looking for something vaguely Wakanda-esque, and there was a mine shaft in the movie, there was fighting in it, and this is the closest I can get. The backside of this is a setup card. There's rules for basic and advanced setup. Basically, you find the card Crystal Vault, shuffle it into the top 5 cards of the deck, and then shuffle the bottom 10 cards as their own thing, and then put the whole thing together. I'm going to leave this on the scenario side just because it looks a little bit nicer and there's no actual gameplay rules. Speaking of setup, Subtle Saboteur Misinformation says, put 4 diversionary tactics, 3 what doesn't kill you, and 2 insider knowledge in the trash. Put all diversion cards under misinformation. So if you're playing actually from Adelphaphage's archives, the pack of cards that says removed cards, that should be in the trash, and then you have the deck, and then you have diversions, which I've shuffled and put to the side because undercard is difficult on Tabletop Simulator. Put 1 random clue from the villain deck and H-3 diversions from under misinformation into play, then shuffle the villain deck. Okay, our clue is going to be Isolated Hero. Our diversion is going to be Explosion in the Lab. So, gameplay. Clues are indestructible. At the start of the villain turn, if there are 3 diversion cards in the trash, misinformation secret is revealed, flip her. When a clue is played, if there are already 2 clues in play, move the oldest one into the trash. End of the villain turn, the heroes may investigate the mystery further. If they do, play a random diversion from under misinformation. So you have to go forward with your investigation, but you can do it at your own pace. And there are changes to 3 of the clues, one of which is Isolated Hero. Isolated Hero says, at the end of the villain turn, the hero next to this deals themselves 3 psychic damage. Misplaced Memo says the non-hero target with the second lowest HP is immune, not the lowest HP. And Suspicious Malfunctions, start of turn is now each hero deals themselves X lightning damage, where X is the number of non-character cards they have. I assume that includes the destruction, so put it next to the hero character with the most cards in play. That's anybody. So the question is, who needs the least assistance? I'm going to go with Mr. Fixer. Alright, and at the end of the villain turn, he'll deal himself 3 psychic damage. Cool. So we're actually beginning now. Start of the villain turn, 1 player may discard their hand to destroy this card. You know what? We're going to go ahead and let Mr. Fixer do that. We're going to get real sneaky with his power here. He's isolated. His power is he deals a target 2 radiant damage, 1 player discards a card. That means he's the only one who can discard, and he don't got no cards left. We're doing good. So that's 1 diversion in the trash. She plays a card. Suspicious Malfunction. Clue. Start of turn is different. There are not already 2 clues in play. Okay, so end of the villain turn, we can investigate the mystery further. We will play a random diversion from under misinformation. And it's the old lady in the street. So Mr. Fixer hits himself for 3, and the old lady hits the 2 hero targets the lowest for 2 each. That is him and the naturalist. Parse will start us off with Between the Lines. So what we're trying to do is get rid of the diversions. So right now our job is to just beat the crap out of the old lady. Okay, note to the wise, Adelphaphage has actually changed the card text for these, which is really nice, except Isolated Hero is wrong. I'm going to go by what it says on the villain character card, the H-1 instead of just H. Okay, anyway, Between the Lines, we'll have Naturalist use his power. He is going to add Gazelle and play a card, which is the Deadly Crocodile. because starting off his turn with a form, especially 2 forms, is just amazing. Alright, and then she'll play the bottom card of her deck. Buffer Overflow, that sounds amazing. That's interesting because I could use that to flip her real quick. And then she hasn't discarded a card, so she draws a card. Naturalist. Well, Bestial Shift sounds like a good idea. He has Gazelle, so he gains 3, back to full, and he can use a power, which will be to add Rhino and draw a card. He's Rhino, so we'll reduce damage dealt to him by 1 until the start of his next turn. And he's Croc, so he deals a target 4 toxic damage, and he can use a power, so he'll deal a target 3 melee damage, and that's his entire turn. He's got nothing left to do. Draw a card, Gazelle goes away. Alright, Doc, what do you got? You know what? Unstable Serum sounds like a really good idea. This card enters play, 1 target regains 2 hit points. Mr. Fixer's the only one who can benefit from that, and he can't benefit from it, so oh well. The clues are indestructible though, so there's not going to be any getting rid of those. His power, draw a card, and he deals a target 1 melee damage. We're not quite going to get rid of that, but he draws 2 cards. Okay, Mr. Fixer, if he hits her, she's still going to be around, so he's just going to skip and draw 2. Time for the Crystal Caverns. We start with Invigorating Water. All hero targets regain 2 HP, destroy this card. Interesting. So Fixer heals 2, and that goes away. And that was the environment's turn. Alright, start of the villain turn. There are not enough cards in the trash, so she doesn't flip. Each hero deals himself X lightning damage, where X is the number of non-character cards they have in play. So Naturalist hits himself for a grand total of 1, and this does Doc Havoc. She plays a card. It's another suspicious malfunction, which means isolated hero goes away. Technically, you can't do that. You would have to put it under a card first, but we're going to allow it. We know what's going on here. That's going to get kind of heady. End of the villain turn. We can investigate the mystery further. I think we will, because we've got a 2 in 3 chance of getting another target, and we did. We got the Diplomatic Envoy, who sucks, but you know. Once we take these 2 out, she will flip, so that is our charge for this round. You know what? She actually should have hit herself for 1, because I forgot about Buffer Overflow. End of the villain turn. Did that. She hits the 2 lowest for 2 each. That's Mr. Fixer, and the Naturalist, who only takes 1. Yeah, now see, if I wanted to risk getting another clue, I could have Buffer Overflowed the Envoy, and just been like, you're in the trash now, all I have to do is kill the old lady. But then I have to play the top card of her deck, and I'm not certain I want to do that. You know what? Scratch what I just said. So we got the Diplomatic Envoy. We're going to Buffer Overflow that? Put it in the trash, so we're 2 out of 3 for diversions. Destroy that, she draws a card, and we play the top card of the villain deck. Oh look, Misplaced Memo. Puts a suspicious malfunction in the trash. Yeah, that has no end of turn effect. So, we're set. Let's do Exploit Vulnerability. Play the bottom card of her deck. Ooh, well, okay. She's going to be easy to take out now. Draw a card. Naturalist loses that. Yeah, all he has to do is use his crocodile power, and he's going to kill the old lady. So we'll do Environmental Allies, just in case. So yeah, he's going to use his power to hit her for 4 damage. Misinformation will flip at the start of her turn. This is a very speedy way to fight misinformation. And then he just draws a card, and Rhino goes away. Cauterize is a good idea. He will draw a card, punch Mr. Fixer for 1, healing him, and draw a card. Still don't need that Unstable Serum. Mr. Fixer will skip to draw 2. And just like that, he hasn't done anything, but he's back to full. Back to full hand, that is. Caverns. Vault Angler. Subterranean Dweller. The hero with the lowest HP cannot play any cards. Ooh, that is Mr. Fixer at the moment. Start of the environment turn, this card does 1 melee and 1 toxic damage to the lowest HP hero. Well, we kind of need to get rid of that. Okay, Misinformation flips. Set her HP to 60. Shuffle the villain trash and all cards under Misinformation into the villain deck. Oh, that's terrible. Then reveal cards from the villain deck until 1 clue has been revealed. Play it. Shuffle the other revealed cards into the villain deck. Again, clues cannot be destroyed. Yeesh. That is Concealed Betrayal. When a clue is played, if there are already 2 clues in play, move the oldest one into the trash. Well, that is helpful. Thank you. End of the villain turn, a trap is sprung. Move the environment deck's top card into play. Activate its end of turn and start of turn effects. Redirect any damage that would be dealt to Misinformation to the highest HP hero target. Okay, so Environmental Allies is going to become very important. If no heroes were dealt damage during this effect, the trap causes Misinformation to deal the highest HP hero target H-1 fire damage and H-2 projectile damage, then move the card to the trash. So it's not actually destroyed, it's put into play and then moved to the trash. Clue changes are still in place, but like I said, they're on the cards. Okay, so each hero target deals itself 2 psychic damage. He will heal himself for 2. Each player may discard any number of cards. If each card is discarded this way, destroy this card, except we can't, so oops. Alright, so she plays a Suspicious Malfunction. End of the villain turn. So, springing a trap. A Molodite subterranean dweller. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals 1 sonic and 1 toxic damage to the 2 non-environment targets the lowest HP. So that happens right now. That's Mr. Fixer and Naturalist. So we're not actually immune yet, and then he goes in the trash. We're going to get to that Crystal Vault pretty quickly. She doesn't deal any damage. Now see, that's the thing is, that wasn't too bad. We took 2 damage to 2 heroes. She would have been doing 5. And that's it for that. Concealed Betrayal destroys a hero, ongoing, or equipment card. I don't want to use the Unstable Serum. I guess we're going to drop Exploit Vulnerability. Although I think technically that affects her right now. Also, I will note, she has no retaliation damage, which is possibly what makes her really nasty to play normally. Yeah, we'll do Extrasensory Awareness. So we want her playing clues and like nothing else. Drop Missing Resources, Isolated Hero on top. Okay. Predator's Eye. Increase that +1 for a little bit longer. He will hit her for 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Okay, and then I'm going to add in Gazelle for my power. Play Feral Fury, which 2 and 2 becomes 3 and 3 becomes 5 and 5. 10 damage. And draw a card. And now we're immune to environment damage. Hooray. Alright, I'm going to play Brawler, and we're going to go ahead and use it. So Misinformation and Doc Havoc get into a bare-knuckle wrestling match. She will hit him for 4 melee damage, and then he hits her back for 4 melee damage, which becomes 6. I think that is an acceptable exchange. Draw a card, and then at the end of his turn, he will destroy an environment card, so Mr. Fixer can actually play cards. That'll be nice. And get rid of the Unstable Serum. Okay. Boy, Mr. Fixer's power would stack real nicely with Parse if she can get Critical Multiplier. So I'm going to save that Overdrive for such an occasion. Salvage Yard isn't going to benefit anyone but himself. Alright, dual Crowbars. He's just going to hit her for 3, 4, 5, and then he will discard Overdrive and draw a card. I have to say, out of the 2 Fixer variants that Matthew Bishop has made, I think I like this one better. Crystal, hey, the Crystal Vault happens. Chamber, all damage is converted to Psychic. Increase Psychic damage by 1. Okay, so all damage is essentially +1. Damage type doesn't really matter in this game. In the environment turn, each must put the top 2 cards from their deck into their trash. Okay, so discard the top 2 cards of their deck. Start of the environment turn, each player may discard 2 cards to destroy this card. Each player? Holy shit. Well, she loses one of her +1s. I think we'll just leave that out and use it to beat on her a little bit more. Okay, so everybody discard the top 2 cards of your deck. That's weird, but okay. Actually, that'll make Salvage Yard better. Doc Havoc has some equipment. Alright. Start of the villain turn. Nothing happens there. You can't destroy that, so there's no reason to get rid of it. Everybody deal themselves X +1 psychic damage, where X is the number of non-character cards they have in place. So he will hit himself for 1, 2, 3, and hit her for 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Parse takes 1, Naturalist takes 3, and Doc Havoc will heal himself for 2. I actually picked a good team for this. I wasn't even trying. She plays Isolated Hero. That's going to go on the Naturalist. And Concealed Betrayal goes in the trash. Which means now that +1 only applies to the Naturalist. End of the villain turn, we do this thing. Claustrophobia. Start of the environment turn, each player may discard a card to destroy this card. Okay, we won't because it goes in the trash anyway. But nobody took any damage, so she hits the highest for 3 and 2. And nothing happens there. And he hits himself for, yeah, fine. It says H psychic damage. We'll make it H psychic damage. And it's actually going to be 6. I think he might want to swap that out. Okay, quick calculation. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play the bottom card of her deck, which is a recompile. I'm going to draw 6 cards. Hey, there we go. There's a Critical Multiplier. And she discarded this turn, so we'll play the bottom card of Doc Havoc's deck. Why not? Oh, Rapid Regen. Exciting. And she draws a card. Okay, that +1 goes away. Yeah, Indomitable Force, just for that -1 for a round. And then he will add Crocodile. I'm going to go ahead and play the Gazelle. Now he is perma-immune to environment damage. Draw a card. What's with all the Indomitable Forces? Cripes. Alright, Stim Shot. Draw a card. One player may use a power now. How about Mr. Fixer? He'll do 2, 3, 4 damage to her. Hope another target comes out. And then Doc Havoc will go ahead and discard that. And then he's got a lot of hit points. I think we can do Brawler again. So she hits him for 4, and he hits her for 4. Yeah, see? She came out with less hit points. It was worth doing. Harmony. Sounds like a good idea. Go ahead and hit her for 4 again. Parse can discard something. Yeah, we don't need data mining. Draw a card. Oh, good. Meditation. That'll be necessary. Alright, so we can each discard 2 cards to destroy this card. Well, screw that. Also, I should note that there's nothing saying the setup card is or is not an environment card, so I probably could use data mining to get rid of it. I could use environment destruction to get rid of the scenario card. We won't do that. Bottomless Pit. The hero character with the lowest HP is incapacitated with 0 HP unless players discard H times 2 cards immediately. Holy fuck balls. Okay, 8 cards. What don't we need? 8. Okay, that's a shitty card. Jeez. And then everybody discard 2 cards from your deck. Well, there goes the Rhinoceros. And more data mining. Cripes. Well, whatever. Alright, start of the villain turn. Everybody deals themselves damage. She takes 2. He takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. He heals himself for 3, 4 because of rapid regen. And he hits himself for 2, 3, 4, and hits her for 4, 5, 6. That's an acceptable trade-off. Okay, she plays a card, and it is Threat to the President. That's kind of unfortunate. End of the villain turn. We do this thing. Shrieking Queen. Wow. What the hell is that? Okay, we activate the start and end effects. At the end of the environment turn, the 2 non-environment targets with the highest HP take 2 sonic damage each. Targets dealt damage this way have their damage to Shrieking Queen reduced by 1 until the start of the environment turn. Okay, that's fine, because she's going away. So, the 2 highest. And since she isn't one of them. That's Doc Havoc and Parse. And then she goes away. Interesting. He hits himself for 4 damage. Yeesh. I think it's time for him to tank for a while. Player with the most cards in play must destroy one of their non-character cards. That'll be the Naturalist. Go figure. Okay, Critical Multiplier. I think she's just going to play the bottom card of her deck. Oh, that's useful. I might use that next round, if there is a next round. Alright, draw a card. Okay, Indomitable Force again, because he needs it. And then he will heal 3 with Gazelle. Draw a card, and Croc will go away. Okay. Field Dressing. Each hero target regains 2 hit points, which unfortunately does not include the Naturalist. Play a card now. I will play Syringe Darts. Although I think I'll just go ahead and use Brawler again. 4 for 4. That's reasonable. Draw a card. Okay, Mr. Fixer. Grease Monkey Fist. So that means he gets a +1 from that, and a +1 from Harmony. So his base power is now 5 damage, 6 with the +1 from the environment. He takes her out. Okay, that was exceedingly short fight. That was pretty fun, though. I mean, just like what Adelphophage's Spite does for Spite, this does for Misinformation. She's definitely capable of doing lots of damage or other crazy things on her backside, but only having 2 clues out isn't too bad. That said, I did magically create a very good team. This thing was weird. Let's see what else is in the deck here. Quartz Floor. At the start of the environment turn, all targets take 1 melee damage. This damage cannot be redirected. Destroy this card when the next chamber card is played. Another Molodite. Dead End. All heroes must discard 1 card. Play the top card from the environment trash. Oh, because you're going back the way you came. Okay, that's cute. Deep One. Whoa. That doesn't look like a Deep One to me. It looks like some kind of Shadow Dragon. In the environment turn, this card deals all hero targets that dealt non-psychic damage to any target on the previous turn. X +2 sonic damage. Holy shit, what does that even mean? That's really hard to keep track of. Interestingly enough, that means if you have the Crystal Vault out, you actually kind of want to keep it so that you are always dealing psychic damage. Cave In. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals each target X +2 melee damage, where X is the number of chambers in play. This damage cannot be redirected. Each hero must also destroy one of their equipment cards. Destroy a villain card without HP. Destroy this card. Narrow Passage Chamber. Increase damage dealt to 2 targets with highest HP by 1. Interesting. Oh, because it's like close quarters combat, but not quite so much. I'm going to destroy one of their ongoing equipment cards. Destroy this card. Echo, Echo. All sonic damage is +2. Come on, that's not a... whatever. Start the environment turn. Each player may take 1 card from their trash, put in their hand. Also play the bottom card from the villain trash. Bottom card of the least recent played villain card. Oh, wow. Sudden Darkness. Search the environment deck for a subterranean dweller. Put it into play. Shuffle the revealed cards back into the deck. At the end of the environment turn, all non-environment targets take 1 melee damage. Start of the environment turn, each player must discard 2 cards each to destroy this card. I think it's a may, because you don't ever have to discard to destroy things. Or you don't ever have to destroy things, is what I'm trying to say. That was pretty neat, though. It's a very base game designed deck. Like, Brook City might have been out when this deck was designed. It's probably that old. But it's not too bad. Needs some wording changes. That Deep 1 is a little hard to keep track of, but the rest of it was fine, and admittedly, it made the game go really fast. You can find Crystal Vault Caverns in the Sentinels Custom Decks DLC created by Stuffalo, which I've mentioned before.